What happens when political fiction starts to become reality? James Bennett, former action star turned popular California governor who returned to acting, stars in a hit streaming drama about seizing political power. When his former chief of staff suggests turning fiction into reality, the line between entertainment and conspiracy disappears. As a viral marketing campaign creates mass confusion, Bennett faces an impossible choice. When unexpected events in Washington coincide with the show's pivotal episode, is it a brilliant promotion or something more sinister? Acting President, 8 episodes of political intrigue where entertainment becomes a dangerous game. Acting President, wherever you get your podcasts.
Calaroga Shark Media.
A remarkable convergence of events is unfolding on June 14th as Pope Leo prepares to address thousands of faithful gathered at Rate Field in Chicago through a live video connection from Rome. This unprecedented virtual papal appearance has captured extraordinary public attention, with tickets selling out completely within days of becoming available. The demand proved overwhelming from the very start. Within just 15 minutes of ticket release, over 9,000 people had requested seats for this historic gathering. By day's end, that number had doubled to 20,000 eager participants. The $5 tickets vanished entirely by Friday, testament to the profound interest in hearing directly from the Holy Father. This is white smoke. Rate Field, typically home to Major League Baseball's Chicago White Sox, will transform into a sacred space as massive screens display Pope Leo's message to the assembled crowd. The Vatican has confirmed that while the pontiff cannot travel to Chicago personally, he will participate meaningfully through this innovative digital connection, delivering a special video message crafted specifically for this occasion. The timing carries particular significance, as June 14th also marks President Trump's birthday and the date chosen for a major military parade celebrating the United States Army's 250th anniversary in Washington. This parade promises to be an extraordinary spectacle, featuring 28 massive Abrams tanks, each weighing 70 tons, alongside 28 armored personnel carriers, over 100 additional military vehicles, 6,700 soldiers, 50 helicopters, 34 horses, 2 mules, and even one specially trained dog. The scale of the Washington celebration has required significant logistical accommodations, including the temporary closure of Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport for several hours, affecting more than 100 flights and thousands of travelers. Critics have noted the extensive nature of these arrangements, particularly given that the Army chose not to hold such a parade for its bicentennial celebration in 1975. Political commentators have observed the interesting contrast between these simultaneous events. While one showcases military might and national strength, the other emphasizes spiritual guidance and pastoral care. Both will reach audiences far beyond their immediate locations through television and digital streaming, creating what some describe as competing narratives for the American public's attention. Pope Leo's virtual participation represents a significant moment in his early papacy, particularly given his recent statements regarding immigration policy that have placed him at odds with the current administration. In his first major address to world diplomats, the American-born pontiff emphasized the fundamental dignity of all migrants and called for compassion toward those seeking better lives abroad. Drawing from his personal background as both a descendant of immigrants and a former missionary who served in Peru, Pope Leo spoke powerfully about the universal nature of human dignity. His words carried special weight given his own family's immigrant story and his years of service among vulnerable populations in South America. This perspective contrasts sharply with the administration's approach to immigration enforcement, which has intensified significantly since taking office. The tension between papal teaching and government policy echoes similar conflicts during previous pontificates, when religious leaders have felt compelled to speak out on matters of social justice and human rights. Family members close to Pope Leo have indicated that he feels deeply concerned about current immigration policies and will not remain silent on issues he considers matters of moral urgency. This suggests that Saturday's Chicago appearance may touch on themes of welcome, hospitality, and care for the stranger that have long been central to Catholic social teaching. The Chicago gathering will begin at 12:30 in the afternoon, with gates opening to welcome the sold-out crowd. The formal program commences at 2:30, building toward the day's spiritual culmination with Holy Mass at 4 o'clock, to be celebrated by Cardinal Blas Kupich, the Archbishop of Chicago. This Mass promises to be a particularly moving moment as the local church community joins in worship while maintaining their connection to the Universal Church through Pope Leo's earlier video message. The combination of local pastoral leadership and papal presence, even through digital means, represents a new model for how the modern church might reach and serve its global community. Meanwhile, in Washington, the military parade will proceed along its planned route, showcasing American military capabilities and honoring the long history of the United States Army. The contrast between these two events, one emphasizing spiritual unity and the other national strength, reflects broader tensions in American society about priorities, values, and the role of different institutions in public life. As Saturday approaches, both events will command significant media attention and public interest, offering Americans distinct but equally powerful expressions of leadership, community, and shared purpose. Whether through the language of faith or the display of military tradition, both gatherings speak to fundamental questions about what it means to belong to something larger than oneself and how communities choose to express their deepest commitments. Pope Leo delivered a powerful message about unity and inclusion during his Pentecost Sunday Mass in St. Peter's Square, calling on God to open borders, break down walls, and dispel hatred in a world increasingly divided by nationalist movements and exclusionary politics. Speaking before tens of thousands of faithful gathered in the iconic square at the Vatican, the Holy Father used one of Christianity's most significant feast days to address growing tensions around immigration, nationalism, and social division. His words carried particular weight as the first American pope, addressing issues that have become central to political debates in his homeland and around the world. During the sacred liturgy celebrating the descent of the Holy Spirit upon the apostles, Pope Leo emphasized themes of universal brotherhood and divine love that transcend human boundaries. He specifically called upon God to open borders between nations, break down walls that separate peoples, and dispel the hatred that has emerged in various forms of contemporary political discourse. The pontiff's message directly challenged what he described as an exclusionary mindset that has unfortunately begun emerging within political nationalist movements worldwide. While he avoided naming specific countries or leaders, his critique clearly addressed the broader trend toward policies and rhetoric that prioritize national identity over universal human dignity. Pope Leo emphasized that there exists no room within Christian teaching for prejudice or the creation of security zones that separate communities from their neighbors. He specifically rejected the exclusionary thinking that has characterized some contemporary political movements, calling instead for openness and welcome toward all people, regardless of their origins or circumstances. The Holy Father outlined a vision for the Catholic Church that actively works to open borders between peoples and eliminate barriers based on class and race. This call represents a continuation of recent papal teaching on migration and social justice, while carrying particular significance given Pope Leo's American background and the immigration debates that have shaped recent American political discourse. Central to his Pentecost message was the challenge for all people to move beyond fear of those who appear different or unfamiliar. Pope Leo presented this as both a spiritual and practical necessity for building communities that reflect gospel values of love, mercy, and inclusion. He suggested that such fear often underlies the political and social divisions that prevent genuine human community. The timing of this message during Pentecost proved particularly significant, as this feast celebrates the Holy Spirit's role in breaking down barriers between peoples of different languages and cultures. Pope Leo drew explicit connections between the biblical account of Pentecost, where people of many nations heard the apostles speaking in their own languages, and contemporary challenges of building unity across cultural and national differences. He emphasized that the Holy Spirit actively works to break down barriers and tear down walls of indifference and hatred that divide human communities. This theological framework presents overcoming division not merely as a political or social goal, but as participation in divine activity that seeks to unite all people in love and understanding.
There's always something brewing behind palace walls, whether it's Prince Harry and Meghan Markle making headlines from afar, or Prince William and Princess Catherine quietly preparing for the future throne. I'm Mark Francis, and on Palace Intrigue, we cover every twist, turn, whisper and wink. From royal drama to daily gossip, follow Palace Intrigue wherever you get your podcasts.
When the world's most powerful people go to war, we can't look away. Welcome to Feuds, Power, Pride, and Payback, the podcast tracking the explosive conflicts shaping our world right now. Presidential administrations fracturing, tech billionaires threatening government leaders, entertainment titans destroying partnerships with single social media posts. These aren't just headlines. They're windows into how power really works. We deliver daily episodes when news explodes, weekly deep dives for perspective. From Washington power struggles to Silicon Valley vendettas, we decode the psychology behind the drama and reveal why these feuds matter far beyond entertainment. Feuds, Power, Pride, and Payback. Today's conflicts are tomorrow's history. Available wherever you get your podcasts.
Want this podcast without commercial interruptions or feed drops? Caliroga Plus is just $5 a month, and you'll get this show ad-free. Plus, we've just added the full first seasons of Eastwood Reloaded and Crown and Controversy, so you can binge listen our new series without a single interruption. Caliroga Plus gives you Palace Intrigue, 5 good news stories, daily comedy news, 5 daily trivia questions, and all the other shows on the Caliroga Shark Media Network, totally ad-free. For just $5 a month, it's the best deal going. Apple Podcast users can even get a 30-day free trial by clicking the banner that says uninterrupted listening. If you're on any other app, head to caliroga.com/plus. Link in the show notes. Don't wait. Get your uninterrupted content now. Apple Podcast users click that banner that says uninterrupted listening. If you're on any other app, head to caliroga.com/plus. Link in the show notes.